not too long ago in Toronto, just a couple months ago, with some different move orders, a different approach from Firouzja, but still a lot of fight left ahead in this one, and Hikaru's not there right now. Maybe he's in the confessional booth.
Could very well be there right now.
He saw Vaishali enter, he's like, no, you don't do this. I'm Thanos. I want my fair share. But there's actually been a huge development in this game, at least in the last couple of moves. Hikaru not just visiting the confessional, maybe, but has also thrown a pawn away. He's sacrificed a pawn, gambited it against Alireza, and let's just recap the last few moves, because there's only been 3 turns since we were last here, but 3 huge moves in the great scale of this game. So a5, putting pressure on the white queen side. The black rook wants to potentially eye up the white queen. Firouzja said, okay, I'm shutting down the queen side. I think a very logical, maybe the most natural decision here. Black's bishop jumped out to g4, developing this piece, putting some pressure on the white knight. Also, we sometimes say knights before bishops, but the black knight wants to use the b7 square. The black bishop would have been entombed behind that piece, so might as well develop it first. But now, a bit of a sneaky threat from Firouzja. He moves this knight out of the attack. If black is now careless and plays a move like knight to d7, then whoops, the reason behind white's knight jump is revealed. Knight to g6, a really common motif here. There's a pin along the diagonal, so the black pawn on f7 pinned, cannot take this knight. You're attacking the rook. If the rook moves, you lose that f7 pawn due to the battery along the diagonal. So there was a threat in the position, and drastic measures taken from Hikaru Nakamura. He plays the move d5 just to block the diagonal. It is a pawn sacrifice. Now he says, okay, bishop d6, I'm closing, locking that line forever. The white bishop looking a bit silly now on c4. But what do we make of this? A pawn is a pawn. Is it worth it?
A pawn is a pawn. I love free stuff, so I would definitely want to be playing this game from White's perspective. At the same time, the computer gives that pawn push, the pawn sacrifice of Hikaru, as one of the best moves in that position. So maybe he did have to do something about this knight g6 in a drastic way, with this drastic measure of giving up material. And it's complex. It's doubled pawns, and that pawn of white on d5 is blocking the diagonal. So pros and cons. But I do love the extra material. I think Firouzja, speaking of lucky charms, is repeating his Armani sweater from yesterday, and he beat Caruana in an Armageddon yesterday. So he is going for the lucky charm too. Go for it, please.
If we just rewind back to move 1 to show what the Ponziani is, just to talk about this pawn structure, where I think Hikaru might have borrowed this idea from after knight f3, knight c6, after the move c3. This is the Ponziani. White kind of plans to build a big pawn center. Black often strikes first in the middle of the board, and after the move queen to a4, putting some pressure along the diagonal. One of black's more ambitious moves here, I remember studying this years and years ago, was the move bishop to d7, blocking the diagonal. It is a pawn sacrifice, but after pawn takes pawn on d4, the black knight jumps out the way, hitting the white queen. The white queen retreats. Now you trade a set of knights. The black bishop plants herself on d6, and you might often see variations such as this one, where I'm getting flashbacks to the game position. Again, there's doubled pawns on the d-file. There's a bishop stuck onto the c4 square. The kind of board is cut in half in a way, so black plays on the king side. Often bishop comes out to g4 like it does in this position that we see in front of us in the live board. And white plays on the queen side, black plays on the king side, but yeah, I'm just getting those Ponziani vibes.
I love it. And when do we get Ponziani vibes? Like almost never, really. So we got to get them when we can. You know, you got to get, just like you got to get your vitamin D when the sun's out. You know, you got to get your Ponziani vibes in. And no, and it's good because if you see the Ponziani there on the left in the live board, now we're caught up. But but June has defeated Pia Cromling, gets a huge victory in classical with the white pieces, and puts tons of pressure on Anna Muzichuk and Vaishali Rameshbabu.
We need to review that game, but we don't have time for it right now because the Armageddon between Ding Liren and Fabiano Caruana has just started. While Alireza is still low on time, but we think he's gonna be holding it because the material is so limited. Very few pieces left on the board, so Hikaru cannot pose enough questions, cannot pose enough problems in this endgame.
Yeah, it looks like Hikaru is struggling to keep things alive, his winning chances. Ding Liren against Fabiano. Very early days, but Ding already thinking, which isn't a great sign for him. He spent over a minute, Fabiano spent less than 10 seconds, and ultimately he brings out his knight. Still very well-known theoretical waters.
Yeah, note that Fabi did not go back for his crazy opening choice against Ding Liren that could have got him in big trouble if you missed their classical battle. Fabi chose a pretty dubious opening and got away with it. So, alright, he's playing theoretical stuff now. And Hikaru is trying to figure out whether his knight and rook have the stuff to get that A-pawn across the board. Nice play here from Firouzja. I know we've been applauding the defense, and it just continues. Note the king can't come to F6, because that is a fork on D5. Knight D5 would win the rook. So that means Hikaru has to stay back. Now he's shaking his head, because he kind of knows it. He kind of knows he blew it. In fact, king G8 might as well be a draw offer, because he's really making it clear that he doesn't think he has any more. But look at that. Firouzja wants more?
Yeah, maybe Firouzja getting ambitious now. Black's pieces not supporting their pawn from running forward. Hikaru, he's got to step into reverse gear potentially. He's about to go down a pawn. Firouzja, I was just checking by the way, he's pretty much played 20 top moves in a row. 20.
Wow.
Some of them only moves just to stay in this game.
With like 1 minute on the clock the entire time, living off of the 10-second increment.
Yeah, he's a prodigy turned super grandmaster for a reason, Alireza Firouzja. Hikaru is devastated. This could have been a turning point in the tournament. He could have taken the lead, become a favourite, but suddenly as the white knight journeys towards the black a-pawn, it looks like this is going to be a draw. Next few moves.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? Hikaru's instant impulse to play c6 was the best move and the only move back in that position after the pin of the knight on d5. You remember that?
Yes, he was gonna play it.
We had an instant. We could probably get an instant replay of it. It was, and there we go. And Hikaru is so frustrated. In fact, he's literally saying that right now. I should have just played c6. Yeah, he's like, he just said I should have just pushed c6.
And Alireza is somewhat confused because he did go for this line on purpose. We thought he missed rook a3, but it did seem like he wanted to go for this. He pushed c5 and then was banking on this pin with the bishop on c4 and bringing the queen to e1. He had that as an idea, but had Hikaru played c6, the story